Hi everyone, my name is Yiro Wang. Today I'm going to talk about my Task Manager app. So here, first I will go through the project idea. Basically, my project idea is to create an application for the public, especially students who want to have a more efficient, a more interesting way to manage their assignment, projects, and homework. So user can add multiple tasks via add button, and they can check all tasks they added by clicking display button. And also this will lead user to another UI. So user can check all the tasks and display each of the tasks. I'll talk about more details in the class diagram. So here, I have 5 UI design in total. So the first one is view controller. Here, I have variable for the task, the data, the level, task description, task title. I have the function to add task, and also the prepare function to passing the data here in task view controller. I have the variable task table here to display and store all the tasks. So basically, the function is all for the table view to add a task or delete one. So here I have function to delete task. Especially here, create a task dictionary is to store all the data. So I can use the data from here and get the data from here. Of course, there are prepare function to pass the data in a detailed view controller. So user can check the task description, due date, the difficulty level, task image, task title here. And also I have the variable selected task is for the prepare function in a task view controller. So I can store the data here and fetch it and use it. Of course, I have function image picker view, and function is location service enabled. And the location manager is to get the current location of user. But it's not detailed enough. I'll talk it here. In a map view controller, I have a variable map type and map view and latitude and longitude. So latitude and longitude will display the current location of a user. So I have the manager CL location manager is to get a user's current location and display it on the map view controller. So I have map type, and this is for the user to choose if they want to display the map in a standard format or in a satellite format. Of course, I have search item, so user can search, for example, they can search if nearby has a restaurant or not. If they have the restaurant nearby, it will display in an annotation way on the map. So I have the function basically is for the location manager, and of course the function show map. And here I have a weather view controller. It's still from the detail view controller. So user can go to the map view controller or weather view controller through 2 different buttons in the detail view controller. Here in the weather view controller, I have the variable humidity, temperature, daytime is for display the current weather, today's weather, I mean. And so user can type their city's name here, and to get the data I mean is longitude and latitude. And from longitude and latitude, user can get the weather information from a weather API call. So here I have the function get location is to get the coordinates of the city, and also get weather, which can display and return the detailed information here. So I have add picture, which is to add the functionality for user to see if the outside environment is match the information they get from the web API. So I have MVC diagram here. First is controller. In controller, I have location API call, web API calls. It's weather API call, which can return the information by using the current location of user. Of course, I can retrieve current location and retrieve map of current location. Also can search nearby locations, as I said in the class diagram, and send new task day information difficulty level to core data for storage. So here in the view, it will display the list of tasks in the task view controller and displays the detailed information of the picket task. For example, the picture, date, title, and description. This picture is not the picture in the... So this picture is totally different from the picture here, the weather view controller. So this picture is to display if this task level is too difficult, it will display like a red circle, or it's not difficult, it's display like a green circle. For the module, the core data storage will store task title, task time, description, difficulty level, and also it will provide real-time update, delete, and save. So the real-time update is user can add the task and also delete the finished one. It also provides a picture storage and manipulation, which means students can take the picture from the weather view controller, and provides web API call in weather view controller and map view controller. It's two different web API call. The first one is location map web API, and another one is weather API. It will interact with location and weather API, of course. Also define the structure of the task cell. Here in the class diagram, I have the task view cell, which is define the structure of the cell. So I have the image, description, and task title, and here I have the task in which the specific one is store, like initialize each of the new task. So overall, like this MVC diagram is to show the functionality of the projects, if their interaction, their relationship, like user action can tap control button, view navigation control, view and edit cells. So it's basically like in a different format of the class diagram. Here, for the capabilities and limitation of the project, I can store tasks locally using core data management system. So the user can determine the difficulty level of the task through a segmented controller. And also for table view, it will display all the tasks. It has ability to search the local nearby, location nearby. This means user can search if the nearby has a restaurant or not, or like candy shop or not. It will obtain the current location and display in a longitude and latitude way. And I have a map to show the location in an annotation way. It will display weather information via weather API call, and also can add pictures as I talked before, like in the class diagram and MVC diagram. Of course, it has many limitations. The first is weather information is not accurate enough. I said it's not accurate enough because the web API is not only just obtain the one information or one current weather information. It's like an array. It has many information. But I only obtain the first one. So it may have some difference, although it's from the same place, it's same city. Maybe they have like small variation, but it's still not accurate enough. For the connection between picture and app is weak, because I don't see very strong connection through the picture and app. Although user can take a picture here, but it's not very useful for a task manager. And so I said it's only useful for a specific amount of people, especially students, because it's task management. Although other user can use it, but it's not like very efficient or it's not very necessary. For the lessons I learned, the first one is the core data. I can use core data to store data locally and permanently. So the second one is passing data through different UI, and last one is API call. So especially for the core data, before I learned this, I always using like the class or using the function array to store the data, and it's really hard to just take the data I want. But in the core data, I can just fetch the data. Passing the data, I said it here because I can passing all different data through the segregate and through a prepare function that I can store data in a different UI and just get it easily. Last one is the most important one, the web API call. I learned it a lot. For my project, I use a weather API call, but also like students can use many API call like earthquake API call and several API call as long as it's related to the projects. For the suggestion for this class, I hope the professor can explain more details about how a function works. I mean the function work is like it's not only just go through all the example, go through just overall example and the code. I hope the professor can explain more detailed way to how this function work, how this function can be useful in a program. Also, I hope they can assign more time on the web API call. I think it's only lasts 2 weeks to learn this, but it's really not enough. The web API call is really useful. I can see in the projects. Also provides more example on the MVC diagram. Till now, I'm still a little bit confused about MVC diagram. I'm confident about class diagram, but MVC diagram still has some confusion. It's not in a very specific format. So that's all. Thank you.